This is Chris Dela Cruz and
Michael Dela Cruz.
And we're from Expanded Awareness. Today we have a very special guest, Colton Haven. Go ahead and tell us how you met him.
Well, we met Colton actually in a sales and marketing event in Florida, and ever since we just clicked. And
he's even come to our house and stayed with us.
I remember that. He came to AK for another business trip, and he stayed here, and it's been a good it's been a good connection with him. So he's actually the creator of Video Marketing Made Easy.
Wow.
And we're just so proud to have him here. And
he's also a coach.
And he's also coaching. So Havens, or Colton, tell us about yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I remember when we first met, it was in Florida, and I had used some of my last dollars to fly out there to go to that event when I met you guys. And that was the first exposure I ever had to the online space, actually. That's been over 6 years ago now.
Wow.
Since the first time that we did that. So I don't know if you realize it's been that long, but and then I was running my
2018.
Yeah, well, 2017, 2018,
around that area.
Yeah, is when we first met in Florida at the sales and marketing event there. And then I was running my photography business, and we had an opening up in Anchorage. And so I went up there with Anchorage with you guys and stayed for a little while. That was a lot of fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. That was a good time, man.
Yeah.
And I ran that photography company for a while. I wanted to learn the marketing so I could help, so I didn't have to sell so much in my photography business. I wanted to merge those two things together. And one time when I very first started running my business, the photography side, I had to pay for everything up front, so the malls and all the kiosks and stuff. Well, anyways, I picked my first location into Las Vegas, and I went, hey, I'm gonna go to Las Vegas, and I'm gonna open up my studio for the first time. And the rules were for this franchise, because I bought into the franchise, I had to hire my own sales team. I couldn't use prior sales reps. Okay. Well, I didn't have a sales team, but I wanted to earn all the extra money. So I just called some friends. I was like, you guys meet me down in Vegas, dude, and we'll work together. And he was like, cool, I got it. I'll be there. I drove eight or 10 hours to get to Vegas. It was late at night. And I called my guy. Have you ever been in one of those hotels, Vegas hotels, where it's like, smells like cigar smoke, and you got
yeah, we've been.
Yes. Every hotel.
Musty. They're like musty, and
it's like musty. You're like, I'm paying way too much for this room, for this. So, anyways, I was there, so I went to call my buddy to see how far out he was to come help me, and I give him a phone call. I'm like, hey, dude, how far out are you? And it goes just silent.
Uh-oh.
And he says, I'm not coming. Whoa. I was like, I'm 20 grand into this. I got I got credit cards pretty much maxed out. I have the hotel, my price to pay for the franchise, the photographer fees, the renting fees for the mall, for both the shooting space and the sales space. Because I was fully committed. I'd been doing it for a year or two beforehand. And so I got 20K sitting on this for this next 30 days, and I'm the only one here. Neither one of my guys showed up.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, so I just rolled up my sleeves, dude, and I got to work, and I said, okay, I'm not losing any money. And I went to work at the malls, and I worked from the time the mall opened until it literally until the janitors left some days.
Until they kicked you out?
Yeah, until they told me to get out of the mall. And I did. And I just sold the shit out of those pictures, guys. I just sat there, talked to every single person. I spent all the hours I physically could in the mall. And I had one of the best sales months ever that I had personally for commission. But the back end, after all the bills are paid, I paid the photographers, I got my money back. I end up splitting $1,500 between me and my business partner. So we got like $700 a piece after 30 days of work.
Oh, wow.
So okay, so
what did you learn?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I started the marketing, because I asked myself, there's got to be a better way to sell and get people into my business that doesn't require me physically having to be face to face with hundreds of people a day. So how can I get in front of hundreds of people a day with less effort? And that's where video marketing came in.
So like more exposure, less effort.
Correct. Yes. How can I reach more people with the same message and the same offer with less physical effort?
And low overhead too, seems like.
Way low overhead. Overhead, yeah. The overhead with brick and mortar stuff, that was one of the most expensive ones that I did, because sometimes you could do the same thing for like $5,000 a month for cost. But I chose Vegas and hotels and stuff. It just cost more to be there. So that's when things I really started learning. I bought every course, dude. If you told me that you couldn't help me make sales and leads online, I bought your course. I consumed it. I went through. And what I found was a lot of them was just information. There wasn't a lot of like, here's what to do, X, Y, and Z. So after spending thousands of dollars in all of these courses and different things, I ended up just taking the bits and pieces of each one that actually produced results the quickest.
So you tested them. You tested all.
Yeah. Yep. So I took the parts that I liked, the parts that were working, that wasn't fluff, because I felt like a lot of the stuff I bought was fluff. Yeah. It was like hype. Like the first 10 videos were how awesome it's going to be. And then like the last 2 videos showed me actually how to do things. So through that time, I developed and put all these things together.
You got tired of being led on, so you said, hey, I'm going to help people so they don't have to go through what I went through.
Yeah. Yep. And there's only been 2 courses that have stood the test of time of the last 6 years that I had physically bought that still stand the test of time and actually work and do the things. And then you have my course that I put together with a mixture of my experiences, with learning different things from everybody else, and actually teaching people one-on-one is really how things really developed. The questions, the concerns.
So that's how your coaching branched out, is from people reaching out to you?
Yeah, because I was like, hey, here's how you do it. And they're like, dude, just show me. The accountability is why. The accountability, because just like people know how they need to work out and they know exactly how to work out, if they don't have someone there asking them what they did for the workout or how hard it was, there's a good chance they're never going to do it, because the only person holding them accountable is themselves.
Right.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, so the coaching was like, a lot of the times it was just basically like, did you do the work for the week? And they're like, yes, I did, or they didn't. And then we use that time to work it out. And a lot of the things that stop people from actually doing the work is just the way they think about it. Like, hey, just post the video, and then the awareness of how they think of the problem is most likely the problem. And I started coaching through 90 days and having people do things.
So they kind of commit to 90 days.
Yeah, because it takes repetition of doing the same thing over and over. And after what I've seen, after like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of consistent posting content, the brain finally unlocks. And they're like, holy cow, there's so many different options that I can do. I can go here and I can do this and I can do that. Because the repetition had finally built strong enough to where they finally unlocked the limiting beliefs. And they're like, holy cow, there's a whole new world out here that I can reach.
They got that breakthrough and they're like aha moment. And
I bet that's exciting to be a part of and witness when someone switches.
Yes. Yeah. To like the first call will be like, I have no idea what to talk about. I'm scared to be on camera. To when we're on like week 3 or 4, they're like, dude, I got 6 new ideas. Look at these videos that I just thought about it and I posted it. Because my goal is to get you from idea to implementation as fast as possible. Okay. Because when you have idea and you put time in between it, you actually make it harder to implement the longer you take action.
Oh, because then all the doubts and worries and insecurities pop in?
Yep. Or you go to your friends and family like, what do you think about this idea?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they have no idea what you're talking about, and so they throw all of their limiting beliefs on you, and then you go, yeah, that is a bad idea. When in reality, no, you can't prejudge any video, and You just put it out there and let the market tell you if it's bad or good.
That's a good point.
I like that. I like
You
that.
have to, you just get it out and then you get the feedback back. And a lot of people have to develop their voice and style in that first 2 months or so of what they can do consistently. Because I'm a big believer of consistency over intensity.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's people that'll say, hey, post 5 videos a day, post 2 videos a day. They give you an actual number.
Okay.
And my thing is, what can you do consistent? Because if I tell you 5 and you get overwhelmed, you're not going to do it again.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if we say 1, if you tell me you can do 1 on the call, and I just hold you to do 1 5-second video every single day, that's all I need. And then we have 7 videos to look at the rest of the week. Then we'll look at the reps. I'm counting the reps. So and that's what's most important for people, because they're not doing any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why they're struggling.
Right.
Do you think most people are coachable? Or is it a certain kind of person?
The person that knows they have to grow.
Okay. Or are ready to grow.
Yeah, they understand that they have to take a step forward and it's going to be uncomfortable, and they're willing to do that.
Okay.
And the person that takes action, as I like on the call, a lot of the times I can tell if they're going to be coachable or not because of the questions they're asking me.
Example
is the question you just asked me is a great question that tells me they have intention to actually implement. A bad question would be like, are there ways that I can do this without making videos?
Okay. They're already going there.
Yeah, you're already trying to get out of the work. You're already trying to get all the reward without any effort.
Yeah, so
that's like
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's like going to the gym and going to the front desk and be like, so when do my abs show up? Like,
that's what I was gonna say. I'm trying to get buff, man. Do you have any magical pills? I don't feel like using weights or anything.
Yeah, that's kind of how I really think of it, as like a gym mentality.
Okay.
Because like if there's a great example that I heard on a podcast, I think it's Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, if I don't believe in being sore, is one of the things. Like I don't believe in being sore when you work out. And Joe is like, how to explain that to me? He goes, well, if your max of pull-ups is 10, I'm gonna have you do 1, so you can come back tomorrow, and then we're gonna do 2. And then we're going to find what you can do regularly. So we'll do 2 all week. And now you have 24 pull-ups through the whole week, right? Versus someone that comes and does their max and do 10 on Monday, and then you can't do any on Tuesday, and then you have to give yourself a day, and then they only have 10 all week because they only could do it twice a week. But since you did 2 every single day, you're actually putting in more reps than everybody else.
Well, that's what you mean by consistency versus intensity.
Correct.
Oh.
Okay, that's cool. See,
yeah, because what you guys are doing is phenomenal, being able to do your long form videos like you are and post those out. There's a lot of people have a lot of limiting beliefs before they even get to that point. So, just being able to take that action says a lot about the way you think about yourself and your message. And your message is important enough to you, regardless of what you sound like or what you're talking about. You want your message to reach the people that you care about.
Yes. Yeah, whether that's like 1 person or 2, we're just expressing ourselves, and we want to inspire people. That's pretty much what we want to do, and let people know that there are things out there, more options. That's why I think it's perfect that we called this expanded awareness, because a lot of people are just not aware that they can like open up the laptop and like make a fortune, make a living, if it's on the side or full time, or they have no clue, and because of the limiting beliefs that you're talking about. So it's cool.
Yeah, and I feel like school and your friends and family are a big reason why you have a lot of limiting beliefs, because
a little programming.
Yep, programming.
Yeah.
And knowing that you can reprogram yourself by willpower or through repetition is how you realize you can unlock. Limiting beliefs only last as long as you let them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way.
But you have to realize that it is a limiting belief, which is the awareness side. Like, is that me saying that, or is that my dad saying that to the 6-year-old me?
Oh, that's good. That's
good.
Yeah, you have to ask once you realize that, hey, is this really my own thought about this situation, or is this what my mom thinks about this situation?
Right.
Those kind of things. But you don't hear people ask themselves those type of questions majority of the time.
Yeah.
And the majority of people, I'm not saying majority, it's just about, exposure, but a lot of people are running away from their own thoughts. They want to constantly be distracted. Let me see what's going on in the news, all the negative stuff. Let me solve people's issues. But they tend to not go inward to see what's up in their subconscious. And so when you get presented with somebody like you, for example, you say something like, they just like disappear out of your life because it's uncomfortable. And
when you ask the follow-up questions, like for instance, when people are like, hey Colton, should I post on Facebook stories, Facebook reels, and the Facebook post? Should I do all three? And then I'll ask them, do you want your message to reach more people or less people?
That's a good question.
Good question.
Right? And if it's more people, then you post more times. So yes. And then they go, oh, fine. What they wanted me to say is you don't need to do extra work.
Okay, Colton, this leads me to my next question. You, as a coach, when you're interviewing potential customers, who's going to be the best client? Like, who should come to you? There are some people who shouldn't even bother, but there are some people who should come to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So people that already have a business and you're already making sales,
okay.
Preferably if you're already doing like $100K a year already and you're wanting to scale that to monthly or $50K plus a month.
Okay.
Those are my ideal clients because they already have the right mindset for money and they know that it's going to take 3 to 6 months to amplify that. Okay. Right? I have worked with other people to get them to that point. It's a lot harder struggle because I'm dealing with a lot of mental and limiting beliefs rather than the actual know-how. And like, we're not actually talking about doing the activity. We're talking about how you think about the activity.
So you're cleaning up the mess first?
Yeah. We spend more time cleaning up the mental than we are doing the actual work. So
yeah, let's do the therapy and then we can
little
get
therapy.
And let's get how to do the videos. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a separate program then.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my program for therapy. We just focus on that so we can clean you up, and then we upgrade you to the video stuff.
Yeah. My favorite people to work with so far are these people have, like, I've worked with several engineers, so they're making good money in their engineering job, but they want to start their own business and move out and do that. Or you're already an established business and feel like you're at this plateau where you're like, hey, it's really time to scale, and you're looking for somebody to run ads for you and scale online. And my biggest thing is, like, let's make sure we have organic video before you start running ads, because you get to test messaging for free and you can get free leads and sales with free traffic first, and then add gasoline to it with ads. Because a lot of people make mistake with going ads first, and then they say, what happens when you go ads first is like saying, hey, YouTube, Google, Facebook, go find a customer that may like my program. So I'm paying Facebook, YouTube to go find them. When you have organic traffic and you're tracking, that's why YouTube is key for everything. Okay. You can track every view. With YouTube, I can say I have all these views, and I can say, Google, go to these people because they liked my videos. So they've already seen my face before. So I can just follow up with a video and say, hey, it's Michael Dela Cruz. You guys have been watching my videos. It's super awesome. I wanted to let you know I have an awareness program. It's the 3-step challenge that's down here below. Go ahead and get the free PDF, and then you can get them into your world. And that costs way less.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So if people are interested in you as a coach, how do they reach you?
they go to makeadamnvideo.com.
I
like that. Damn. Damnvideo.com. Okay.
Yeah, and that will be a form that they fill out to make sure we qualify to work with each other. You know, and then they book a time that I have for these open slots, and then we talk on the phone.
Oh, that's
very commandments.
I
Like,
love it.
makeadamnvideo.com. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to, is just post. You know, you have to publish. Posting is how you reach more people. You know.
Yeah,
So
nowadays
other
with this like short form videos, I mean, like I've seen people getting results where they don't even have to talk. Like
Yeah.
like
Well,
some music in the background and type, you know, copy and paste some words and like check the link in my bio, you know, like
Yeah.
it's so crazy.
Those are the ones that are working for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not talking in the video, but just having like the writing
And the
on the
expressions
video.
and
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're only
yeah.
7 seconds long, you know. And then I have some teaching ones where I'm like really giving good value, and those get like 2 views.
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy how that works. Yeah. The
Yeah.
algorithms are kind of weird. It works for
Yeah,
some
well,
people.
everybody's competing with TikTok right now, so all the
Oh.
algorithms are trying to keep up with the way TikTok is performing.
Yes.
And so like I will build my videos in TikTok and then post them everywhere else. And TikTok, they'll get 200 views. Instagram, they'll get 2,000. Facebook, they'll get 2. And then YouTube, they'll get 20,000. All with the same exact video.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll be posting, you know, the link to your site, makeadamnvideo.com below, so people can access that. And
I want to talk about your other project.
Okay.
Of course.
yeah, let's talk about your course, man.
Okay. Yeah, I
You
have
have a course called Video Marketing Made Easy. What is that about?
Correct. Yeah, I built a program on like the know-hows on like where to click and how to click with making the videos, and actually in each different app with Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and how each of those platforms work, and how you can optimize the free videos to get leads from each one, and also what different types of content to make.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and I built that together because not everybody can do one-on-one coaching. So you get the same information just on your own through the course.
Without the accountability.
Correct. You don't have you don't have the accountability. So
it's for
that's
self-starter.
correct. And what happens with that though is anybody that gets into that program on Wednesdays, I go live into the group. And I get the questions from them. I'll look over all their social media accounts and their questions that they have, and I'll give them back. So
with the
I'm
program,
live.
they get access to your group.
Yes, yeah, they're one and the same. So I have weekly calls with everybody that has bought into the course and program, just to keep things updated, because videos and algorithms and everything changes so rapidly that having those lives is really fundamental, because things change so fast that sometimes the course that I made a month ago, I'll have to go back and remake it because there's updates on the app and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
That
That's
makes
good.
total sense.
Yeah.
And-
So
and-
even after a course is made, it still takes maintenance to keep it running.
Can't just run it. Yeah.
So let me get this straight. So people access this course, and then do they get lifetime access to updates?
You did if you bought my beta version.
Okay.
If you were one of the first people in my beta version. But after we relaunch in a couple weeks here, it's going to be a membership. You'll get access to those lives for 90 days. And then after 90 days, you can choose to stay for the membership, or you can choose to leave. So I don't force them into, hey, stay in my group. I want to give you value, and I want to be so valuable that you're like, there's no way I'm leaving. Here, take my money. I want to stay here. This is the best place I've been. So that's my overall goal.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah. And I'm always learning too. I hire and pay for coaches myself. Last year, I spent over 12 grand on coaching myself to other business owners that have scaled and sold their business completely. And that's been a big blessing too, because everything my questions, they've been able to answer and stuff. I just believe in coaching.
So even coaches need coaches.
I will not pay for a coach that doesn't have a coach.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
because iron sharpens iron, you know, and there's always another level. Each level I go on, you have to pay more. But like last year, I paid that much, but I made that much in a single day once I launched the Video Marketing Made Easy course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you had to look at it too. I mean, you're investing in the best, and then they pass on that to you, and then you'll be able to help people even better because you're actually, yeah. That's why we even for when we do hair, we go to hair shows. We meet people that are, you know, that are in the industry, that are like, you know, higher, and then we learn from them. And that's what anything. It's like, I'll be.
Yeah,
you know,
I think people forget that that's how we actually learn things.
Yeah.
Through osmosis. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Watching people and asking and talking with other people doing the thing. I don't know where we lose that. I think we lose it in school where we feel like the way we learn is through a lecture. Let me sit down and you talk at me. When in reality, it's basically like, you running with me and I'll show you how I'm doing it, or you got to stay back there because we have to move and adjust on the go.
Right. Well, I feel like a lot of schools they you know, they shut down your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
like, and everybody has different learning styles, but we want to like put the same learning on everybody. But I think imagination is like, nope, your imagination sucks. This is what I'm telling you to learn, and
Yes.
we become bots. You know?
Yeah.
So
Well, we start just doing what we're told, and there's a right or wrong. And once we see that, if we ever see the world as black and white, we've already lost.
Yeah, you really are. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is how it is, this is how it isn't. And
It might be safe, but it's no growth.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you'd be like the have you seen the movie The Croods?
The cruise.
Prudes.
The Croods, you know, they're like
Little cavemen.
it's an animated.
Oh yeah, I have seen them. Yeah.
Remember
He's scared
the
of everything.
mentality of the dad? He just wants to stay in that cave because they felt safe, and the daughter wanted to expand, but the dad was like, "No, you go out there, you die." Like you know, like that mentality.
See a spider, you die.
Yeah, exactly. So I use that movie as an analogy because that's a lot of us too. It's like we want to stay in this safe spot, and we're not willing to feel uncomfortable, and that's how we actually grow. That's how we, even when it's a baby, we learn how to walk, we bust our asses a few times. That's uncomfortable, you get hurt, but then you get back up, and then all of a sudden you're doing steps, and one step at a time. Like you said, consistency. You don't get up and start running. You have to take it slow and do more reps every day. So
I always use the monkeys in a cage. When they did studies on monkeys that are in a cage and they get fed, they've done studies that those monkeys are actually very, very unhappy, even though they have constant water, constant food, other monkeys to play with in a good environment like the cage, right? But they've done studies on their brains that those monkeys are actually less happy than the monkeys that have to go out, scavenge for food, and go find, all their mates and stuff, and then eat. Those monkeys are happier out in the wild. And they call that the salary slave, right? It's safe. You're going to pay me X amount a year, or I get X amount a month every year or every month, regardless of what happens. So I'm in a safe place. And that's why
no growth, no challenge.
Correct. No challenge. And even with us today, like us humans, we work the same way. As we want a little bit of adversity, we want a little bit of adversity to get to our goal. Then that dopamine hits. Oof. And that's when if we're not challenged, we're bored.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, that's true. That's true.
Yes.
I see that in a lot of relationships. Need a little challenge. Yeah, Colton, how can people find your program?
You can go to the 100K views challenge.com. That will be up in a couple weeks. It starts with the challenge. I don't have a specific place to send people for the Video Marketing Made Easy course as of this exact moment, because it's being rebuilt and relaunched in like 2 weeks.
Okay. Is there like some type of waiting list place that they can go, or they just contact you, or where can people
So go to 15days.yescolton.com, and that will get you on a list that is going to get promoted to the course.
Okay.
So that's for stressed business owners who want to get more attention, leads and sales to their business. So you can just go there, and that'll get you on the right list to be promoted to
Okay.
once it relaunches. Because we're literally building out emails right now.
We'll put all that in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put that in the comments and description so people can
Perfect.
subscribe to your newsletter, and that way they can stay informed with your courses and all this good stuff that's just
All the
going to help
updates.
you.
Yeah, I got my first speaking gig in October, so that's cool. October 8th.
Oh, wow. October 8th?
Yeah, I saw you post something about that. That's cool, man.
Yeah, the same group of people, of coaches that I've been paying for in a while, to throwing on an event.
Oh, wow.
And so they're going to have us come in as a guest speaker, and I'm going to be talking about the triangle of traffic, and how to get, more attention and eyeballs and get people into your atmosphere online and keep them there.
That sounds excellent. We're with you.
Yes, we will, man.
Yes.
Well,
Hey, Colton, thank you. Thank you for giving us your time. You're one of our favorite people.
yeah, you are, man. So I'm happy how things are going. We'll send people your way and let them know, to contact you, because what you have is really golden, and a lot of people need help. So this is why we have this expanded awareness. So now you are expanded aware that Colton Havens is here, and he's here to help you out.
He's part of the family.
He's part of the family.
Yep. Yeah. And what you guys are talking about, it all starts with what you guys talk about too. So you're at the very tip of the iceberg to get everybody in. So it's important what you guys do.
That's what's up. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thanks for being a part of it.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, bro.